Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Bolt Banter. It's your boy Curse Gaffin again. Man, what a disappointing game again. We're going to talk about this game, kind of just recap and analyze what went down. And yeah, but first, Kendrick's here. Kendrick, how's it going?
What's up, San Diego? Is it the Chargers wake? Is that where we're at right now? You gotta pour one out for our Bolts? What have we become? What
What
have
have
we
we?
become?
Yeah, so before we jump into this game, Kendrick, news possibly about stadium update in LA.
Yeah. So Bleacher Report had a update for us on the LA Stadium. It sounds like there's a big disagreement going on between the NFL owners on which team is going to move to LA. The NFL is favoring the Rams. The $1 billion relocation fee rumor is coming up in these talks. They're saying that it sounds like the Rams have the favorite of the league to not only pay the fee, but to get their stadium built in Inglewood. And it sounds like they're completely kind of knocking out the Raiders and Chargers in consideration. If one team was going to be in consideration of them, it would be the Raiders and the Raiders alone. So I don't know if the Raiders would share with the Rams or how that worked, but it sounds like Carson might be dead for now, dead in the water, which we
Whoa.
talked about a lot. We talked about how the owners favored the Rams. So
They do. And I mean, with the $1 billion fee, like we said, that's hands down favor the Rams. It's like a
that's our stadium right here. The $1.3 million the city's trying to build. Come on now.
yeah. That's great news if it's true. It's all rumors and it's coming
It's
from
all
somewhere.
hyperbole, but it's good.
So we hope it's true. We hope that it's leaning towards Inglewood and the Rams. And people have talked about Rams sharing a stadium. I don't think Kroenke wants to do that. He wants to make it Rams City, if you will. Yeah, so let's get in the game. That's probably the only good news we have to talk about today. And see, Kendrick, are you still there? I might have gone out of connection. Well, we basically watched terrible game last night. Yeah, it's sad to see it again. See, Kendrick, you there?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, cool. All right, I was just gonna start talking about how we lost again, and by a score again.
We blew the game again. Monday Night Football, 6 in a row. Like, come on now. You gotta question, like, we have a 16-point lead in this game. What in the world are you doing? Throwing to Gates, incomplete passes, and running the ball with Donald Brown. What do we draft Melvin Gordon for if not for these situations? 11 rushes and you're going to come back to him after the Bears get a touchdown? It's like, oh man, our pants are on fire. I guess we'll run the ball with Melvin Gordon. Get this crap out of here. This is ridiculous, all right? This is ridiculous. If you're going to lose out the game, we might as well run Melvin Gordon to the ground 28 carries a game, all right? I'm going to say that right now. If this team had committed to the run in this game, they would have won the game because you would have 17 more carries at least for Gordon. They're not committing to him.
They're not. They had the game too, like through three quarters. Like the pace, the momentum was all San Diego. They just had to keep rolling, keep scoring, keep going. And I think a big thing too was, even though it was a little thing, but that penalty on Stevie Johnson put him in a bigger hole.
Huge. Back this up.
And that almost sealed the deal. You know what I mean?
But they're not committing to this guy as far as scheme goes, as far as game plan goes. Do they have a game plan for this guy? I just want to know. Like, do you have plays for Melvin Gordon? Do you work with him in practice? Like, I'm to the point now where I'm just like, why do we draft this guy? Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They got something against him. I don't know what it is. You look at Todd Gurley, and they built this team around him. They have built an offense around him, and he is
He was
so
more
good.
involved in this game, but then I noticed they took him out for like a majority of the game, and then brought him back.
They did. They brought him. They took him out for that whole drive where we only had the lead, 16 points, and then Brown ran the ball, and then the Bears went down and scored a touchdown. They were like, "Oh, I guess we'll run the ball with Gordon now. That'd be a good idea."
Donald Brown did have a 10-yard run, so we'll give him that. Donald Brown made an appearance.
He lived. He lived to tell a tale.
I was expecting, like, Donald Brown to be the secret weapon since we haven't seen him just, like, tear up the field. Not really. I'm just being sarcastic. But we saw Donald Brown on the field taking a rush. But, yeah, dude, I mean.
Still, 11 rushes for Gordon. Like, sure, run Brown twice.
Yeah.
Run Brown twice, but at least give Gordon at least 20.
Nice too. I noticed the O-line was being like more like a running O-line. Like they're being aggressive. Like, Fluker went downfield. Like, I know that would say it's bad, but I'm just saying they would seem to be more in a running mindset that game. Like, that was nice to see. But yeah, they need to figure out, and that's probably going to be one of their goals the rest of the season, is figuring out how they can mold this team around Gordon and Rivers,
I don't think they're going to do it. And I think it's going to be Mike McCoy's downfall. I really do. I think if he can't scheme for Melvin Gordon after the bye week, he deserves to be fired.
Yeah, and like
it's ridiculous.
Is watching Phil go through all this, He's playing great football. Great football.
He's in his prime. Like, you can't argue that. Phil Rivers is in his prime.
And still, we're losing by a score, by 3 points, by 4, by 5 points, by 6 points, by 8 points, It's so frustrating to watch. And, like, everyone's making memes about his pucker stance where he's like – but I know it's, like, fun to, like, make fun of that, but it's, like, serious. Like, he's giving it his all, and he's trying to do the best he can with the pieces he has around him. But, like, I say the most unrecognized thing is our defense can't back Phil up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing
regardless, if they didn't execute certain drives or didn't get touchdown, you need your defense to back you up. Defense needs to stop drives, kill momentum. And in the fourth quarter, the Bears scored 15 points. So, to me, there's your answer.
Yeah, and in this game too, you lose Malcolm Floyd, you lose Verrett, you lose another corner whose name I don't know, one of these other dudes, and it's just like,
I think it was Robinson.
Patrick Robinson, yeah. So this team is just dropping off the face of the earth, and I don't know.
Dropping like flies. It's also like Philip. I listened to him after the game, and he was like. He said, and these are very valid points to this team this season. One, they're not executing. That's true. They're not executing. They're losing by a score. Like, two, he said, I'm not going to go up here and say that we can't blame injuries. It's not the only issue, but that's a huge factor. I mean, people have been dropping off like flies, man. Like, we had our only 3 receivers out on the field last night, like eligible, like, Like on our team. Herndon,
yeah, I'll go play receiver for them.
I know Herndon, Inman, and Stevie Johnson.
You want to throw me a back shoulder catch, Phillip? I got you all day, every day of the week. Tell you that much.
I'm pretty sure
Javonte Herndon out there getting jumped on by a fifth-string corner, tipping the ball out of the air.
That
was in the world.
That was stupid.
Phillip chucked that ball, and he was like, "Yes, sir." And then, oh my gosh, he didn't even come back for that ball.
Yeah. I heard that corner was a veteran too, from my understanding. He showed it.
Okay.
But
Lamar Houston though came up there on the sacks though. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. We protected Rivers pretty well for the most part. Like gave us opportunity.
Our run defense gave up 140 yards to a rookie running back, Jeremy Langford. They gave up 150 yards to Alshon Jeffrey. Like, Pagano deserves to be fired right now.
I'm telling you, man. People. Okay.
He
and
deserves to
this
be
is
fired right now, and then Mike Nolan needs to come up from the D-line to defensive coordinator. And as
This
some
is not-
fans would say, they want Mike Nolan to be the interim head coach.
No.
They're crazy. Get that out of here, first off. He can be defensive coordinator.
People's instinct after being frustrated with their team is say, fire the coach. Now it's like people are saying just like fire sale, like fire everyone. No, you don't do that. You can't do that. Chargers have been trying to rebuild. And like this is another example, like you were saying, it's defense, man. Defense is, to me, it's the big issue. Offense has been the top of the league and defense has been the bottom. There's your answer. Like I've said time and time again, Pagano is not doing his job. And the defense is not doing their job, It's both, but he's a leader of that defense. He's the guy that schemes. Like you're saying, Jeffrey and the running back, they were the only ones doing anything. And you couldn't hold down two people. You couldn't shut down two people. Brett did a great job against Jeffrey, but then once he was hurt, it was like, who's going to cover him now?
Yeah, man.
It was a bummer.
I have breaking news. 8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We released guard Craig Watts, and we signed 6'5", 259-pound Sean McGrath. He's a blocking tight end. So, are they going to commit to the outside run with Gordon when you sign a tight end like that? We will see. We will see. These are my thoughts.
They cut Watts?
Watts. Craig Watts.
The guy that was playing center last night.
Was he playing center last night?
No, I think it was Robinson.
It was Robinson. Craig Watts is a guard.
Oh, he's a guard. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Chris Watt is on injured reserve now.
But I was just wondering because I saw that they added Chris Watts fairly recently because Chris Watt was hurt, like to add more depth to the O-line. So interesting. Wait, what was his name? Sorry, it kind of cut out for me when I heard you say his name, the tight end.
Oh man, I gotta go back and look it up now. Let me pull it up. Sean McGrath, former Chief.
Okay.
He's a blocking tight end.
Well, I think it's because that's also because Gates has lost a step now with his MCL injury, and Green is struggling to come back. So I know they have John Phillips, but they're looking for some tight ends to be healthy and ready. Like, why didn't we see more of John Phillips, instead of Gates, in my opinion?
Who knows? Gates is the only guy Rivers trusted out there.
No, Gates. I mean, they have the chemistry that's like, unlike a lot of tight end quarterback relationships we've seen, like they're one of the best. But still, like Green's out. I would hope to see someone else too in there catching some balls.
Run the ball, please. I beg of you, run the ball. That's all I ask.
Gordon didn't have a good average, but he's still figuring out. He just seems like he's very hesitant coming off.
Well, they're not calling plays for him. They're not building anything around him, and that's what frustrates me. You haven't committed to the run. You haven't. You're doing draws and you're doing single back ISO formations going up the middle.
They're doing draws, and they're also I've only seen a couple formations where he gets a lead blocker too, like a fullback. It's like our tight end, one of our tight ends, or one of the fullback that we have, one of our fullbacks. You know what I mean? I've only seen that a couple times where he has a lead blocker.
Yeah, I think the days of LT and Lorenzo Neal with the I formation going up those days are gone. But they need a way for Gordon to get open space on the outside there on the single back, and they've shown ability they can do that. I think the shining of McGrath shows that they are going to commit to the outside run. I think McGrath is going to be a guy who knocks down an outside linebacker, and Gordon follows him up the gut. I really do.
Oh, let's go.
What if they're doing this because they're going to put John Phillips on the outside and they're going to put Gates wide?
They could.
They're gonna put Gates. They're gonna put Gates and Stevie wide.
That's actually a good observation. Like throw them out as a wide receiver because we're so limited.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, think about it this way. Imagine how dangerous.
Maybe he'll just be off the field. They'll rest him on a run play. You don't really need him on a run play. Gonna be honest.
Yeah. And imagine how dangerous we'd be if our team game plan is based around running the ball, and then you have Philip Rivers who could just kill you with a killer pass here or there. You know what I mean? Like any kind of route. Like that's a dangerous offense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's
I'm telling you. Someone go to Chargers practice. I'm going to go to Chargers practice. I might as well just go to Chargers practice with a sign. Commit to the run. Commit to the run. Please.
Defense has a lot.
I'm going to go tweet. I'm going to go tweet at the Chargers right now. Everyone go tweet at the Chargers. Commit to the run.
I honestly would not be surprised, talking more about defense, if Pagano loses his job very soon. Just saying.
I would have fired him today.
Put in someone to fill his role, move someone up.
Everyone loves Mike Nolan. Put Mike Nolan in there. Do it. Everyone loves this guy.
I think that's a great idea, personally. Who am I to say, though?
All right, the tweet is up. Dear Chargers, please commit to the run. Everyone go do it. Let's commit to Melvin Gordon. Let's show him he's the future. Let's see what this kid's got. What can he do? Yeah, an entire bye week for him to learn this offense. Come on now. Come on. Please.
Defense has a lot of work. Couldn't shut down Jeffrey or Langford. All right, well, I don't know about you, but I don't know what else to talk about this game, about the mess that our team is in right now.
Yeah, that's our show. And bye week this week, so be back here next Monday. News roundup.
Sure, we'll do it Monday. Yeah, and we'll see if any more stadium developments come through or
coaching developments.
Keep
an eye on it.
Moved up.
All right, I have a question. Real quick. Would Ken Wisenhunt be a good head coach candidate?
No.
See, offensive coordinator, but he's not close enough to head coach, and that's the problem.
Offensive coordinator, not head coach.
That's the thing. I'm really worried there's no more good head coaches out there anymore. We're gonna have to deal with it, which is why if McCoy stayed and we could get rid of Reich and Pagano, get a defense coordinator, get Wisenhunt back in on the offense, that's prime right there.
Dude,
but I think McCoy has truly lost these players. I really do. I think they've lost respect for him.
I don't think so. I think that McCoy is sticking with them, and McCoy is trying to, stay with them.
Man, I don't know. There's something about them that makes them so lackadaisical in the fourth quarter. Ray Lewis talked about it. He said that the players look dead in the eyes in the fourth quarter. Why? Why are they look dead in the eyes? Because I coach football, and I know my players, if they look dead in the eyes, I'd be ripping their asses all day. Straight up. Just going to tell you that's how it is, all right?
Yep.
I know McCoy is super cool. Super nice guy. And I like his system. I like things he's done for the offense. But as a leader, I don't know if he's that. And Norv definitely was not that. That's what worries me.
Yep. That worry is in the back of my mind, too. I still think we got to give him a chance, too. I mean, because, you think about the team you had with Wisenhunt. I think that was a totally different team. Wisenhunt as OC. And I think the second we lost Ken Wisenhunt, our team started to change. Unfortunately.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
it's frustrating, but we will see the developments.
McCoy, you get Wisenhunt back in OC, then you get Nolan moved up to DC. That would be great.
That'd be awesome. And they were even talking about if Mike Nolan's really gonna be a head coach, okay, and Wisenhunt comes in, they're talking about Mike Singletary as a defensive coordinator. That guy's a badass. Straight up. That guy's awesome. Mike Singletary is really cool. So
At the moment, I just don't see them getting rid of McCoy, though. I think it's too soon.
I don't. There's no way. There's no way. I feel like you get rid of Telesco before McCoy, and that's crazy talk.
That is crazy talk. Yeah, I think Pagano's, expired. He's getting thrown out.
Scapegoat. Maybe if they fire Pagano and they bring in a guy that Weddle can be excited about, he'll return. He'll come back.
That's so frustrating too, man, to see Weddle not have excitement to play because, in all honesty, there's people around him that aren't playing great football. He makes mistakes too, but I'm just saying that would be frustrating if I were him too.
I don't know. Get Wisdom back. Who's a good defensive coordinator? Let's find out.
Let's see. But that's really all we have to talk about. Maybe one question that we could ask real quick. Everyone is talking about it already, and it really drives me nuts. But everyone's like, let's lose out, get a good draft pick, blah, blah, blah. That's just silly to me. And then you hear from the players and the coach and Mike McCoy, we're playing for respect.
We're playing for pride.
Playing for pride, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question.
You said that last night.
You and all the fans is, which one do you favor? I favor fighting for pride. That's me.
Well, here's the thing Kevin Acey said.
Mm-hmm.
He said the last 2 times the Chargers were this bad, they had the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. And I really think that we could be one really good pass rusher away from being a really good team. If they could go sign a good offensive tackle in free agency and draft a number 1 overall defensive lineman, one of these kids out of Texas A&M, my goodness.
Yep,
my goodness.
We're so close.
I've been telling people for a long time, Texas A&M has 2 D linemen right now, Dalen Mack and Myles Garrett. Both these guys have Von Miller potential. Von Miller, when he's coming out of Texas A&M, was a wrecking machine, and they have 2 of them.
Yeah,
I want one of those guys. I don't want number 1. You could get a strong side tackle too. I don't think we're going to be number 1. I think we'll be in the top 5 for sure. I think the Chargers are going to win one more game this season.
Would you rather them? So you think they're going to win only 1 game this season?
I do. Yeah. I don't know. 2.
So, do you favor them winning out or trying to fight for pride, or just lose out and get a good draft pick?
I'm scared they're going to get wrecked by the Chiefs, and then McCoy's going to get fired.
So which one do you favor, the draft pick or fighting for respect? I
favor pride, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I favor pride. I think people who think we should tank are crazy. But today we had news that Andrew Luck is going to miss a bunch of weeks. So that game against the Jaguars after the Chiefs, that's a big game now for the Jaguars to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in the playoff hunt in their division now. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they got to fight
I like to beat the Raiders in the last Oakland game. That'd be nice.
Oh, that would be nice. I'd love to do some damage.
I don't know. It depends on health too, but
yeah, man, that's been.
If they're healthy enough to beat the Broncos, it'll be interesting.
That's what I'm saying. I'd love to do some damage. And
it's gonna be a split because you're gonna hear a lot of people that are gonna say oh man, we should have lost this because there's the difference of 2 draft picks, but we're gonna beat someone like the Broncos or the Raiders. Come on now. You'd much rather have that. You'd much rather have that.
We already have 7 losses. That's going to put us at the teen range at least. If we win out, we'll be in the teens.
We're guaranteed a top 10 pick. You might as well win a couple more games.
So I'm saying let's just fight for it and have momentum going out and have pride going out rather than being literally in a hole in a valley of darkness of trying to get a win and trying to, I'd rather end with hope than be in a dark place and not have a win. So anyway, that was just
like I said, this was This was the easiest schedule in the AFC West the Chargers have here. All right. And now you look at how the NFL has changed 5 losses later. These are all teams fighting for playoffs. So
Yep.
it's going to be interesting.
Yep, the wild AFC. All right, well, that's all I have to say. Tell us what you think. Do the Chargers lose out, or do they fight for their pride down in the comment section, or tweet at us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us at Bolt Banter on Twitter. And we're on SoundCloud and iTunes podcasts. And we're on Facebook.
They can probably win 4 at the most. Looking at it, they can win 4.
Let's hope they
We'll
can
see.
win as many as they can for pride.
I'm curious what people say, man. I'm curious. And if you're watching this, you watch this on Reddit, thank you so much for watching. The Redditors
Yep.
are freaking flocking to us. Chargers Reddit, love you guys. Seriously.
Thank you, Chargers Reddit. All right, guys.
Thank you so
we'll talk
much.
to you next time. See you Monday. Stay classy, San Diego.
All right, bolt up.